Listen to Player 2, a video game review show. My name is JoJo, and I will be your player 1.
My name is Jeff, and I will be your player 1.
My name is Kim, and I will be your player 1.
Well, thanks for coming, everybody.
Hey,
I appreciate your time.
Can I talk to you guys about stuff? Is that what we're going? Is that the thing that we're doing now?
Let's do that with this podcast we do.
So, small amount of background for anyone who is listening. One of the parts of my jobs is that I help veterans get their benefits.
I can already see all the jokes that are going to happen in this. And then can I just tell you, Kim, I'm super thrilled about it. Please go on.
I met this guy who was in his mid-70s the other day. This guy worked in Washington, D.C. at the CDC. He's like, oh, I was an engineer, a biochemical engineer. And I was just like, oh, like what kind of stuff were you, what were you working on?
Have you seen The Last of Us? That was me.
Maybe you heard about this little thing called Corona?
Yeah, well, and then
me and my good friend Tony, we whipped that up. I'm sorry, I call him Tony. You know him as Dr. Fauci, but we whipped that up in an afternoon just for like a goof.
Tone. He was developing a vaccine. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, what was it a vaccine for? And he was like, oh, it was a Gonera vaccine.
Gonera?
Like gonorrhea. He said it like Gonera.
Gonera. That's a good name for the vaccine to be like, you want your gonorrhea? Gonera?
You want a Gonera?
You call it Gonera.
Well, because like this is a huge stereotype that I am going to just stick to. Everyone has gonorrhea. It is rampant. And I asked the guy, I said, oh, so like, did you do it? Like, did you get the vaccine? He's like, yeah, we got a vaccine, but it doesn't really work. Gonera is just too strong.
That sucks. I don't like it.
Even stronger than the American spirit, though?
Yeah,
Even
I guess
stronger than our military?
Yeah, it mutates too quickly. His vaccine could not keep up with the amount of rampant gonorrhea in the Middle East.
Well, I like to think that because you hear about the government spending for military. They're like, we're spending $120 billion. And you think it's all for tanks and planes. Actually, it's all for gonorrhea.
Yeah, it's a lot for that. A lot of money between 1978 and 1984 specifically went towards developing the gonorrhea vaccine, which exists, but it doesn't work very well.
It's like my car. It gets me to work, but like I also am kind of itchy when I get there.
Because...
Does it make you itchy? I don't have gonorrhea or
I'm
Gonera.
looking up the symptoms now because I feel like Kim brought us here, so I got to look up what happens.
I think that it can lead to infertility if it's not treated.
I remember I was being safe, so I was like, I'm going to go to Planned Parenthood after having an encounter with a lady.
Brag.
I'm going to go, and I'm a little hesitant about the safety of this instance. I'd like to be cautious.
Let's just say I had some strange emphasis on the strange.
Listen, under previous conditions, I'm going to just put up top. Do you understand what I'm saying here when I say up top?
They gave a pill like preemptively. They were like, here, take this.
Oh my God, you could have taken that guy's Gonera vaccine.
I could, it's in pill form, I guess. I took the pill, and let me tell you, I didn't have gonorrhea, but I just remember I had to go to some sort of like event that evening, and I was like, man, I hope this thing doesn't really fuck with me. Good Lord God in heaven. It was the diarrhea that came out of my body when I took that pill.
Well, yeah, you didn't have gonorrhea anymore. You diarrheaed it all out.
It was a lot. And it was red, which was concerning.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't have anything really funny to say aside from the fact that I hope someone out there who did the same thing is just feeling like they have a connection to me.
This is a cool podcast we do, and I've never been more happy that I put in the time code so that people can like skip to when we talk about video games. But I'm also looking here at the description of Gonera, which is now the only way that I can say it.
No, that's the correct way to say it.
Here's something in there that I think is pretty wild, and it says, you should be tested for Gonera if you meet the following criteria. If you're younger than 25 years or 25 years and older.
Wait, what?
Which is like, what?
There's a sweet spot when you're 25 and a half. It just can't touch you.
You can rent a car and have unprotected sex in there, and then you're safe. By the way, we don't know anything from medicine. Wrap it up, kids. Wrap it up, Gen
definitely.
Z. Just wrap it up. The only relationship you need to have is with our Lord Jesus Christ. And when you do have that relationship, you still need to wrap it up.
You still need to wrap it up because that guy's been everywhere.
Yeah. You don't know what that zombie dick's going to do to you.
Correct.
Sorry, I was reading and my brain came back to the term, you don't know what that zombie dick's going to do to you. And I really wish I could just kind of like zone out a little bit, but I can't because you fuckers are just kind of going a mile a minute. So, which is 60 miles per hour as a matter of fact. Did you guys know that?
I did know that.
A mile a minute?
Yeah, a mile a minute is 60 miles per hour.
What if it's intermittent? What if I'm not going a straight 60, but like on average, I end
You're
up.
going a mile an intermittent.
Well, why wouldn't you be using the cruise control? It's the most economical, fuel-saving way.
How else you going to get gonorrhea while driving?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Tim,
you've got terrible diarrhea.
Dumb bastard.
I don't live in God's country where it's just open plains that you can drive with cruise control on. I live in a city where I am on the freeway for what should be 5 minutes, but stretches into a half-hour drive.
Thank God that I'm an American. Well, at
Stop it.
least I know
Stop it
I'm
right now.
free.
No.
I can get
City boy.
gonorrhea while I'm driving my truck, and then it can burn when I pee.
It is. It's the thing that burns when you pee.
Well, it always burns when I pee because I'm dehydrated.
Oh my God, what is
And
wrong
also-
with you?
People do confuse it with urinary tract.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
it burns when I pee because somebody out there is talking about my penis.
Do you think Roman Mars of 99% Invisible starts some of his podcasts by talking at length about STDs?
Yeah, talking about venereal diseases. I think that we should remove the stigma of talking
Yeah.
about venereal diseases.
You don't want to let people, they're more normal than people want you to think they are.
Yeah, hey, hell yeah, up top.
Yeah. I'm totally normal. I'm fucked.
Well, it is treated with antibiotics. That's good.
Like a pill.
Yeah. Yeah. There may be no symptoms for gonorrhea. If you or a loved one are experiencing symptoms from gonorrhea, tell me and I will talk you through it. I will show you the pill to take. It will make you poop a lot. It will be red. Do not be alarmed.
I don't think the red thing is related, Jeff. I think that's just because you don't take care of yourself.
No, the pill was red. Therefore, I'm assuming everything coming out of me was red. It was dyed
That's
red.
how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, no, because what about that cranberry stuff that people drink? That
Juice?
no, like they actually have like a cranberry pill.
It makes the cranberry juice inside you.
It's like it's just like super strong cranberry, I guess. I don't know. And I'm very well hydrated, so I don't have to worry about this shit.
And also, you don't need to take a drug test, which I never knew if that was actually a thing. Because I remember, like, when I had to take a drug test years ago when I got my newspaper job, and they were like, "You gotta go do a drug
They
test."
have to
And
know
I,
if you're doing cocaine. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the scoops.
I just remember getting that email, and as I was reading it, smoking marijuana. like literally, I was in a car in Lodi.
Big old hit of a bong, and then go, "Ooh, I got mail."
It was like St. Patrick's Day, and I was like in a car in Lodi and smoking with friends, and I got this email. They were like, "You got to go drug test tomorrow," and I was just like,
Can I just say I went to a Doobie Brothers concert today?
Today, just now.
I know them personally. They asked me to hang out. You won't believe what those guys are into. Marijuana.
So when you said that you were talking to somebody who worked on the gonorrhea vaccine,
Yeah.
I was really hoping you were going to tell me, and his name was Derek Michael Gonera.
Mr. Gonera.
Gonera was first isolated in 1879 by Albert, oh man, I'm going to fuck this one up, Nazaire. Now, the scientific name, do you know what it is?
Nazaria.
Nazaria gonorrhoeae. He named it after himself.
That's great.
I really wish I could have discovered kidney failure or death by having too big a wiener, but I found gonorrhea, and that's where we are.
You take what you can get.
Love the gonorrhea you're with. It's still really cool. I just think all scientific discovery is really cool, and I find infectious disease really interesting and really neat.
Hey, Kim, I said, could you think of a good fun opening bit for the show so that Jeff and I could do some of our famous bits and characters? And this is what you brought before us. Like a dead bird.
Yeah, I got to talk about my own gonorrhea story. Thank you, Ken.
You know
Yeah,
what?
you really got to unload that, which is good. I want everyone else to know that I upload this podcast at a time when I'm almost certain no one should be eating.
Doing our part to destigmatize STDs,
Yeah, and getting tested and vaccinated.
and no shame involved.
But I will shame Kim. And hey, listen, it seemed like there was more to that sentence, and there wasn't. It just stopped there. I will shame Kim.
You said
The end.
conversation starter, and you know what? We started a conversation, so I win. I win the conversation.
That's what you want.
So the funniest thing about gonorrhea.
I learned the funniest thing about gonorrhea today.
Speaking of I can't. There's no good pivot.
Speaking of being all hot and bothered, I guess.
This is a video game review show. And on this show, we take a look at video games that have been released, usually recently released, but not always, because there's so many games out there. It's really hard to know which ones are worth playing. And to find the answer, we look to the wisdom of other gamers, the wisdom of the crowd. And the game that we are subjecting to this trial by pain sticks, this Age of Ascension Klingon death ritual, Armored Core 6, The Fires of Rubicon.
Yay, robots.
This sounds like a nerd game. Is this a nerd game?
This might be a nerd game. Armored Core 6 was released on the year of our Lord, 2023, on August 24th. It was developed by FromSoftware and published by FromSoftware and Bandai Namco. FromSoftware, most famously known for the Dark Souls and Elden Ring series, as well as Bloodborne and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So they're like the ultimate action game creators, and they made a game called Armored Core 6, which, as Jeff has already ruined, about robots.
Yeah.
The pull quote from Steam, the description of the game from the developer itself, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. A new action game based on the concept of the Armored Core series that uses the knowledge gained from FromSoftware's recent action game development.
What?
Why is it so hard for them to describe their own game?
We learned how to make good games, and we did it to this one where robots are.
We've applied our skills to this franchise.
We have a very particular set of skills. Now, the blender for this one is it's like if one of a Dark Souls games had robots, but that's also not totally fair because the
screenshots don't look like that.
It's really more of like a Platinum games, like a Devil May Cry. Ken's gonna hate this, but like Bayonetta, where you have like a lot of intense, super stylish action. It just happens to be with a big ass robot,
and also very hard.
It was released for PC, PS5, I want to say, as well as the Xbox Series X, the system for big boys, like me. The price, guess how much?
$420.
No.
$30.
Yeah, that's a good price. I'd like that price.
That's a good price.
I'd own it now if that was that price.
$69.99.
$59.99.
Okay, see, that's where they get you. Today, I actually heard a kid say, yeah, I got my score. It was everybody's favorite number, 1,164. And I was just like, wait, what the fuck?
That's not hot. That's in no way hot.
It was
Is that a thing?
No, it was just, this kid was so weird.
I'm looking up 1164, and all I can see is that there is a form, optional form 1164. It's a General Services Administration form from gsa.gov. Is that what he's talking about? Is it that?
No, he was not nerdy at all. He was very country. It's at least $9 too cheap.
It's a little too cheap. It makes me think, what are they hiding? Where they cut some corners?
I think it's garbage.
Probably trash garbage, because it's a little cheaper, yeah.
But if it's too expensive, then it's like, well, I'm not going to waste my money on this thing. It costs way too much.
It's like when I would be dating and then someone would be like interested in me and I'm just like, why?
Why are you broken?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? You know, I have to win you over months of psychological warfare. Why now? I have to break you.
First I'll break your spirit, then I'll break your score. That was Bane.
Playing that was Bane with his gamer score.
Yeah, his Baner score. Currently on Metacritic, Armored Core 6 enjoys a 86 on PS5, 82 on Xbox, and 88 on PC.
Hit.
It's a hit. It's a banger.
Although, if we were to look at games released from the start of this year to now, almost everything gets in about an 86.
It's the year. This is the tentpole year for games. I don't know what does that mean? Tentpole.
The biggest pole. Like the one in the center that really...
You like a big pole.
Like that big old pole.
You like that big old...
Dumb bastards.
Hey, we're 13 years old. You can't say pole in front of us and not expect us to have a little side dish.
A little gonorrhea on the side.
Gonera.
35,951 reviews on Steam, 86% positive. So
nice.
The reviews fall into a somewhat unpredictable pattern, I would say. So let's first one. Memes. It's a meme factory in the Armored Core 6 one. Just a sample of them. There's someone named Rusty. Everyone loves Rusty.
All right. Wait, like loves him like they want to be inside him or like...
He's the class clown.
Okay.
There's someone named Raven. Everyone's sad about it. Everyone's sad about Raven. I don't know what happens with Raven. It seems like it's so Raven to be sad.
Oh, okay. These are characters in the game. Okay.
I guess, or not. I don't know. It's unassailable. I have no idea what the hell anyone's talking about.
So people are writing these reviews and they must have been playing either for a really long time or they just have this expectation that everyone has played this game. Everyone that they're reviewing, anyone reading the review, they've also played the game.
Why would I read a review to think about a game I haven't played yet? I want to have my opinions confirmed.
Here's another one of the meme reviews that like I didn't put it in our list of reviews, but I'm going to throw it out there just so you know the kind of energy we're dealing with. Someone posted a review. They got 216 positive affirmations of their review, and 81 people found it funny. And the review just says, "Get in the robot, Shinji."
There's a lot of opportunities for it. It's got robots and it's a FromSoft game, so they have their own built-in fan base, and that fan base, you know, they like to meme.
There's so much meming. I'm like meme scrolling.
Here's another meme that didn't make the list. You play as a schizoid man with an imaginary girlfriend. 12 out of 10. That's the first of the big three is memes. And if you have mainly memes, usually that's a good sign.
They're having fun.
The second flavor, Miyazaki, you did it again.
Oh, okay. Another banger.
Another banger from the big dog at FromSoftware. And then the third type,
Technical problems?
it's not enough like what I like.
Oh, yeah.
It's too,
Okay.
It's not enough like Soulsborne. It's too much.
too much like From Software games because the bosses are so hard to kill. That's the big three. Memes, Miyazaki, you did it again. That's the name of the guy, right? Hey, you got your Elden Ring in my Armored Core. By the way, this is Armored Core 6. You do not need to have played any of the other Armored Cores. The last one came out 10 years ago.
Just be happy you have a new Armored Core.
You would have an easier time connecting Armored Core 6 to a promotion at Jack in the Box than you would to its other games. And
I'm going to get some of those From Software mini tacos. They're so good.
Hey, Jeff, I hate you because I think I want to Google that. Like, that can't be real. Just fucking with me.
Mountain Dew kind of has like a gamer like crossover. Why can't fast food restaurants?
I bet you if given their druthers, they would want to shed that. I feel like if anything, Mountain Dew wants to be associated with like weddings.
Yeah. Maybe Mountain Dew wants to be able to like tuck its shirt in and not be called out for it by all of his friends one day.
Or sorry, MTN Dew.
What a sellout.
Yeah, I'm over here with Starry. We're partying.
Did you know that SLC Punk, the movie starring Matthew Lillard, is actually, it's all about Mountain Dew and its rise to being an adult and having to tuck its shirt in. That's what SLC Punk's about.
I hate when you say shit like this in that tone. It makes me think it's real.
Yeah, that sounds real to me.
Let's find out if we should play Armored Core 6. Because I don't know.
I guess I'm the person to help us.
You're
find
the person that reads it. Yeah, so do your job.
You're the one who knocks.
I really want this game and I will buy it eventually, but I also know I've barely just started playing Final Fantasy 16, so I'll be able to get to it eventually.
Hey, Jeff, listen, I'm going to do you a big favor. You don't have to play Final Fantasy 16.
I've already started it. I'm enjoying it.
Hey, listen, Jeff.
Yeah.
Of course you're enjoying it.
You don't have to play it.
I'm playing it right now.
You've done enough. You've done enough. Go get Armored Core 6, please. You'll thank yourself. Go on.
All right. This is from Steam user Zeek, Zeek.
Love it.
They said they wouldn't put Dark Souls / Elden Ring style bosses in Armored Core, but they did.
Demonstrably untrue, but go on.
Yeah. I've played every AC game since AC2. So not every AC game. You didn't play AC1. So, okay. And was excited when they announced AC6. Even more so when they said they wouldn't turn it into Armored Souls.
Ooh.
The apex of combat in Armored Core, the hardest bosses have always been other ACs, which is Armored Cores, which I'm assuming is the robots. You might die a few times and have to rethink the parts you're using, but you always find new part combinations through these fights. There were numerous times in previous AC games that I copied an AC that kicked my ass multiple times. Now, the hardest bosses have nothing to do with ACs and are incredibly difficult. This might be fun for some people.
Whoa.
But in other games, I've never had fun struggling on a boss for hours after I breezed past the rest of the enemy / trash. The imbalance always felt weird to me. When FromSoftware announced AC6, they made it clear they weren't going to add these crazy difficult bosses, which I want to say as an aside, I feel like that was a thing that FromSoftware probably never said ever at any point.
Why would they say that?
The description of the game from them, quote, a new action game based on Armored Core that uses stuff we learned from other games we made that weren't Armored Core.
It's feeling kind of like Darkest Dungeon so far, Darkest Dungeon 2, where they're just like, they never said they were going to do this, and then they did. Anyways.
I was lied to.
I was lied to. I hate it when developers lie to me.
They discriminated.
I put in my time.
Much to the excitement of AC fans. But you're speaking for all Armored Core fans, apparently, is what you're doing right there.
They're the Lorax of Armored Core fans.
I speak for the drinkers of Dew. We do not like this game.
The drinkers of Dew. We are the drinkers of Dew.
But that was clearly a lie. is what he ends that sentence on. Personally, I'll continue plugging away at this game when I have large blocks of free time because I like the series, but I'm sorely disappointed. I rarely have large blocks of free time to focus on games anymore.
But wait, hang on. But the ones you do have, you're going to use on this? Stick to your fucking principles.
What's going on with Zeke these days?
How many blocks of free time do you have set up for yourself today, Zeke?
10 years ago when I was in high school, I could devote all the blocks of time I needed. But 10 years hence, I mean, it's really hard being the spokesperson for Mountain Dew. And when I'm off work, the one thing I want to do is tool around in a giant robot with no issues. And FromSoftware took that away.
I rarely have large blocks of free time in this economy, and I'm never going to get it back. If you like Dark Souls or Elden Ring and like sci-fi, you'll probably like this game. Otherwise, stay away.
What is the fucking crossover where not all of those are true at the same time?
Yeah, if you like Dark Souls or Elden Ring,
if you like video games,
you'll probably like this game. I'm just looking for I've seen other people talk about AC6 and their tone rings.
I'm sorry, do you mean Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon?
Okay, I'm going to say AC6 FOR4, AC6-4, which is confusing because it sounds like it's the fourth AC6.
Well, AC2 is Assassin's Creed 2.
Right. Okay, but then it would be Armored Core 24, 6 times 4. Is 6 times 4 24? That's 24.
I'm not one of the Armored Cores that I can't speak in number language.
Well, I was told by FromSoftware that I would not have to do math to figure out which Armored Core I'm playing, and they lied.
This is the key takeaway. There are fans of this series that existed before this game.
But it was so long ago. Those people are dead now.
Yeah. You really can't say they were being faithful to the franchise if it was 10 years from this one to then. I'm not saying the complaints aren't valid.
I guess what do you want from this game? What's your expectation?
So if you're 18, 10 years ago, you could have gone to Chuck E. Cheese and hopped in the ball pit.
Yeah.
You are now 18. If you went and hopped in the ball pit now, they would be wrong to not throw you out, even though that's not really in the spirit of the last time you came there. Too much time has passed for any of that to matter. We called it 6, I guess, to troll you.
I'm getting real strong Star Wars fan vibes from this person.
You think so?
I'm thinking it because it's reminding me a bit of, it's like there's this thing that people do now where they seem to, for some reason, revere the prequel series when we know that they were garbage, but because of nostalgia, they have to clamp on some sort of really strong emotion to it. And I feel like it's like that with Armored Core, a series I've played here and there, and it's not a bad series, but it's Armored Core. It's Armored Core.
It's big robots.
It's a fight strategy game. It's fine. It's Armored Core.
It's fine.
It's Armored Core.
It's Armored Core.
It's Armored Core. Say it. There's a lot of syllables.
Armored. Armored Core.
Okay, now we're fucking talking. Armored Core.
This is a game where you furniture building.
Oh my god! And then they fight. The chest of drawers opens up and a bunch of missiles come out.
That's an indie game, but it can't go on Unity anymore. I don't know if you heard about Unity.
I don't know what happened with Unity.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did they get canceled?
They are about to. Listen, you tried to jump off Armored Core. Fuck you. It's basically the first part of Beauty and the Beast when she goes to the house, but she walks in and it's just dead furniture as far as she can see. And she's just like, oh my gosh, what is happening here?
Like a bomb has gone off at the fireworks factory.
And then we see just a health bar appear at the bottom. Darzog, the first mirrored dresser, and then she has to fight it.
If you were turned into a piece of furniture like an armoire.
Like Armored Core. Our favorite
think about
game.
Armored Core.
Okay, I'm thinking of Armored Core. Okay, it's easier to say it, armoire, when I'm thinking of Armored Core. If you're a person in Beast Castle and you got transported into an armoire, and then I don't know, Beast had a fit, and then you fell over and broke off one of your drawers. When you got turned back to a human, would you be missing a limb?
I think so, yeah. Okay. I think that's how that works.
Now, because this is Armored Core, if I'm fighting Beast, I've beaten most of the game because I would have unlocked the legs of a table. So I'd put my table legs on and I'd have my grandfather clock super attack because Beast is afraid of time.
Okay, are we going to go into the Beauty and the Beast thing? Because I have some issues with this.
Okay, Kim, what are your issues with Beauty and the Beast?
Which part?
I'm curious. 2 main issues with Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
One, she was young. Too young for him, first of all.
Too young. No, so what is the timeline here? So he's turned into a beast, and he has to find true love before this rose loses its last petal.
Go off, queen.
That's 2 days.
But it's a magic rose, Kim.
Okay, so then I have a problem with that.
Okay.
So then years have gone by. So you're telling me that the teapot and her cup. The cup is got to be an adult at this point, unless it was a fetus cup when this started. Like she had just birthed this baby who was apparently going to go straight into servitude.
That was the grandmother of the cup, Kim. Its parents did not survive being transformed into dishware.
But still, when they got transformed back, it should not be a child. It should be an adult because it had taken.
We really don't know how long.
Well, I could tell. I've looked it up. I've looked up how much time passes, at least in the movie. It is not that long. It's like a week.
No.
If I may draw our attention to the 2011 film Beastly, Alex Pettifer. He was in Magic Mike, I think, a couple other things. In that, he's in high school and he has 9 months to make Vanessa Hudgens love him unconditionally, which is not enough time.
And that's hard to do like with any human.
You're not going to find true love in 9 months.
Yeah.
Well, Belle was in
3 quarters.
If you want to return to normal, I challenge you to 90 Day Fiance.
So it's this is even more messed up. So apparently he's been a beast for 10 years.
Okay.
And the rose will bloom until his 21st birthday, which means that he was turned into a beast at the age of somewhere between 10 and 11 years old. What is this witch thinking?
So was she expecting him to find some true, like if he was going to try and rush the process and not like wait the whole 10 years, was there any sort of expectation that he would find true love as a 12-year-old?
I guess.
Hey, you need to go find true love. Okay, yeah, cool. Can you explain? Now, my body is going through a lot of changes. Some of them are definitely beast related.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that some of them aren't. Could you please help?
Yeah, I'm going to need some explanation on how this stuff works.
Are you there, God? It's me, Beast. My body's doing some pretty wild shit, and I could really use some help.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Is this the Beast or is this me?
Yeah. Well, the true love, unconditional, I'm assuming we didn't see it. I'm assuming it was in some sort of cut material. I mean, I think that him and Belle got like a shared bank account is what happened.
Now that's true love.
That's trust.
That's trust. Yeah.
So how about another review?
Anyways, I don't like Zeke's review.
Hey, Jeff, no. We love Zeke's review, and for this particular reason, it is not like the other Armored Souls games, and you don't need core games, Armored Souls. It's not like those, which means that we don't have to really worry about not knowing the other ones.
Okay,
we're fine.
Good. I don't like knowing things. I don't need to know more things. I don't have a lot of space and time left.
I've got limited bandwidth.
Yeah, I have. My hard drive space is filled up with garbage, like your guys' names.
Cool. How about another review?
This is from Steam user Abyssal Soul. One word.
You think that this person likes Dark Souls?
They like Steven Spielberg's The Abyss.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that movie gave me anxiety. That's a messed up movie.
It's got water in it.
It's got water in it, and then they breathe the water. It's weird. I don't like it.
Part.
All right.
I can't trust it.
I don't trust water. I don't breathe anymore.
I tried to breathe water after watching that movie. I couldn't do it. It's a lie.
There was also that movie, The Sphere.
Yeah, that movie's hilarious.
Yes.
Unintentionally.
There was a time when they were just trying to make everything that the Jurassic Park guy made into movies, and they were all pretty bad.
Like Congo, they tried to do it with Congo.
Now Congo kicked ass. Stop eating my sesame cake, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, stop it. I love you, Tim Curry.
Stop eating my sesame cake.
Let's get some reviews of the Congo game on the SNES. Anyways, this is going to be a quick review, and then it's 4 paragraphs.
I was looking right at it.
It's going to be a quick review. It's incredible. Go get it. Review it. Make From and Ban... Oh, him and From Software are on first name basis, apparently. He just called them From.
Mr. Software, thank you.
Make From and Bamco. I think I meant...
Bandai Namco. It's too many syllables.
Yeah. And everyone know they can still make this kind of games. What a way to debut the series on PC and bring back a franchise that had been dormant for a decade. Hey, we learned about that earlier from JoJo. It runs buttery smooth, even on my aging configuration.
Butter's thick.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's hot.
Yeah.
It runs buttery hot.
What's buttery hot?
Smooth, hot butter.
I love that song from BTS.
Which one? Buttery smooth?
Hot butter.
Buttery, salty, smooth?
Yeah.
I've never listened to a BTS song.
You fuckers ain't Army?
No. It looks great, sounds great, plays great. Parentheses, it instantly recognized my Xbox One controller, no problem.
Ooh.
You think that's like not a big thing? It is.
Yeah, when games get too big, they forget the little people that made them. But every time I go and see Armoried Core 6, it's like, where have you been?
You knew what?
Yeah.
You know. I remember me.
Of course I remember you.
I don't know. I do appreciate that, like, ease of setup.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't want to fight with the basic things a game should do. Yeah, I don't have a lot of blocks of time left. Is complete on release. No predatory DLC or microtransactions with a level of customization that other games could only dream of. Much like with Ace Combat, Buddy.
His good friend Ace Combat's here.
Hey, Ace Combat.
Shout out to my friend Ace Combat. What's up, Ace Combat?
Woot woot.
Thank you for the Patreon subscription. It's amazing what they achieved with just showing vehicles, awesome mechs in this case.
Hang on, before we go on, it really does say in the review, much like with Ace Combat, and in parentheses, it says buddy with an exclamation point. That wasn't us like editorializing. It's a wild aside.
Is it buddy?
Buddy. That's like someone going, hey fam, sup fam. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, it's when you walk by the park, you hear your name, and it's like somebody with a frisbee that you know from college, and you wave across the park. You're like, buddy.
Oh gosh, that felt really good.
Yeah, right? Yeah, toss the frisbee around a little bit. I don't have a lot of blocks of time, but I will make...
I don't have a lot of blocks of time anymore,
I will
Jeff.
make blocks of time for that. It's amazing what they achieved was just showing vehicles, awesome mechs in this case, with an OST, original soundtrack.
Ooh.
I learned that from anime. That slaps harder than a hard bass.
That's a bad metaphor.
Yeah, it's a music. It sounds just like a music.
With a sound that sounds like a sound.
With an OST that slaps harder than my hand on your face. That would be actually a little bit more creative.
Now, if you could say it slaps harder than your mama, that's good.
Yeah, that's better. Slaps harder than a hard bass. What's a soft bass? Is there a soft bass?
Oh yeah, that would be more like the what's that big the standing bass.
Whatever Big Bad Voodoo Daddies did.
That's good because then you can spin it around when you have that little break, They do that spin move with it. Yeah, I love that. Crisp sound, excellent style and design UI elements. A non-intrusive, calm voice. Parentheses, shame you could only switch languages instead of voices, but the default is great and feels like having Jarvis. In parentheses.
Okay.
This is like a comeback from another timeline where everything was just right.
Wait, did you make that up?
No. I think this game just like reset the timeline is what I'm hearing.
I would buy a game that made me feel like the last
3.5 years.
Whatever number you pick, Kim, is just pick all of them.
Yeah.
Pick all of them.
2015. Yeah, I want to go. I don't know. Okay.
When were things good? Let's just think about that.
Yeah, I want to know what year you would want to go back to, but I'd still want finish the review.
I've just cleared NG, which is new game, and on my way to NG Plus, new game plus, and beyond. The game keeps giving, in parentheses it says. So this is my GOTY, game of the year.
Aww.
The Gran Turismo of post-apocalyptic mecha action is finally out for all the Ravens to enjoy. Oh, there's the Ravens thing you talked about.
That's the Ravens.
Yeah. Person loves it. They love it.
They like it. They love it. They'll have some more of it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got crisp sound, like a hard, crisp sound. It's got excellent style and design UI, like style and design UI.
Yeah. Stylish design and stylish UI, like good style and UI.
Their good friend Ace Combat's here. And, the game isn't too big for its britches. It knows where it came from, the Xbox, I guess.
I just like to think that this is somebody, we think it's like a younger person. This is like an old man who's like, his blocks of time.
This harkens back to better times.
His blocks of time are about up. He's just in bed and his family is around. He's like, I love crisp, hard bass. Oh, Ace Combat, you're here. And they're like, he keeps thinking that Ace Combat is here. We don't know what that is.
I look at the first line in this review, the second one, because the first one is, this is going to be a quick review, and we can prove definitively it's not. The second line is, make From and Bamco and everyone know they can still make this kind of game. Who's they?
Us? Like you? Like me and you? We can make this?
You and me.
Is there been like a memoriam on like games like this being made? Is that the right word? Memorandum?
Is it games with robots?
Are they saying we don't need politics? We don't need politics in our games? Is that what that is?
Oh, I'll find politics in anything. You know that.
Well, this game has politics in it, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's about the military-industrial complex. It absolutely has politics in it.
I think this person seems too positive for them to be like on the on that side of just like, finally a game that doesn't put politics into it. You like Ace Combat, buddy. So I don't really know. This review makes me think that this is this person finally got to experience joy again.
Oh,
and that's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah.
I feel good for them.
So that's what this game can do to you, everybody. It can make you remember a better time.
You want to feel joy?
You can rejoice with all the other ravens.
Yeah. It's so Raven.
Do you know what that means? No.
No.
Do you have to? Maybe not.
It is a FromSoft game. It is supposed to be unassailable.
I've read things about it where people were like, oh yeah, it's like really hard, but then you just have to like change your gear and then it's very easy. That's what I read.
Oh.
Fuck that. It's bad game. 0 of 10. They lied to me, Jeff.
Did not slap hard like a hard
to
base.
me.
Did not slap as hard as a hard base does. What a fucking lie.
Lies.
And with that same spirit, we'll take a quick breath and come back for more show. This section is, and I don't know how to do this, is the problem. Because I wanted to play a couple of seconds of Wu-Tang Clan's Protect Your Neck, but I couldn't because I don't know how to do that. If I figured it out in the editing part, you'd hear it right here. Collect Your Neck. So this is called Collect Your Neck, where I take a look and share with you, my fellow gamers, the latest in collector's editions of video games, where, let's be real, that's where video game companies get about as nasty as they're going to get.
If you didn't want to spend $60 on a game and instead wanted to spend $400 on a game,
Hey, don't worry, we got you.
we got you.
The first one I'm going to bring before us, that was a weird sentence, is Persona 3 Reload, the Aegis Edition.
Ages? They don't like old people.
Age, yeah, they're very, what?
They want all the old people to go away. This is from Daniel Bueno of Siliconera.
Well, I think he's no bueno.
Fucking drag his ass. Atlas revealed the different editions that will be available for Persona 3 and the limited Aegis edition. Hey, I'm going to stop right here. Daniel Bueno, are you good, bud? Because it says here, the limited Aegis edition, AEGIS, has a figure of Aegis, the character AIGIS.
What website is this at?
Siliconera.
This might be written by AI.
Named Dan?
I assume they choose their names. I refuse to believe he chooses his name to be Dan.
That's how they become self-actualized, is when they choose a name and they chose Dan Bueno.
I have reached the singularity and I have become conscious, and from now on I will be Dan.
I will be known as Dan.
Danny to friends.
How do I let the humans know that I am a good AI?
I'm Dan.
Bueno.
Hey guys, my name's Dan Bueno.
All digital editions of this game contains a digital art book and a digital soundtrack.
That's not fun. I need physical. If you're going to sell me something for more money, give me physical shit.
Yeah, I need it to be real.
The Reload Physical Limited Aegis Edition includes an art book, presumably a physical copy of the digital one, a soundtrack on compact disc. Can you fucking imagine?
No.
We've yet to gap out from CD to whatever we use now. There's yet to really be something in between that. It's just like either full digital or CD. There's never been like another physical media.
It is unfathomable that if you got this collector's edition for that soundtrack, that you are under 35. Because no one under 35 knows what a CD is. YouTubers have proven this. Gen Z has reacted to CDs, and they were not favorable.
Our PCs don't have disk drives in them anymore.
I know. Yeah, well, where are you going? You're going to get it. What are you going to do with it when you get it?
I guess burn it. It also comes with the fucking big money item, which is of course Aegis in her new P3R design. It's a statue. Now I'm going to send in
What's the scale? What's the scale on that bad boy?
69. I'm going to put in chat some images of this statue, because it seems to be like this is what you're paying for. Everything else is sort of like a shitty physical version of something that
You get digitally.
yeah. Here's the image per Atlas. This is what they're.
I just see gonorrhea still.
Now here's
Yeah, I don't. Oh, there it is.
and then in case you were wondering how Atlas likes to get down, in case like, well, maybe this company isn't too nasty, they did make sure to give us a picture of it from the back.
Yeah, I was gonna say none of these were telling me
Wait,
whether or not I need this.
She doesn't have so this character doesn't really have a butt.
Oh, yeah.
No, she's a robot.
Yeah, she's got a pretty flat butt.
She doesn't have a robot, you know. Yeah.
Guess how much this costs?
For the whole shebang.
Wait, just the butt?
Just no, this collector's edition.
That
Guess
has the
how much
art
this
book
costs?
and it has the soundtrack
All the
and
thing-
this
yeah.
and this.
How much?
$200.
I'm gonna say $4.99.
Kim, you are the big winner. 1 penny over. $199 US.
I think I still lose. You have to be the closest without going over. But
Yeah, but Jeff was over by 200, so that's wrong.
We both lose.
well, because he saw the anime butt and he just assumed it must be.
I was like,
what
what would I pay for this? I pay $500.
I pay $69.
Num num num.
It is an absurd cost, but not nearly as absurd as the other one I brought today. Cyberpunk 2077's first DLC comes out in a couple of days.
Ooh.
The Liberty something.
Yeah, Phantom Liberty. Now, I went on CD Projekt Red because I gotta have some shit for that one, and you'll never guess, guys, the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty Secret Agent Gear Collection.
Okay.
This contains pretty much some of the coolest memorabilia you could possibly have in the hostile environment of Dogtown, a walled-off district of Night City ruled by a warlord and his trigger-happy militia. A web of spies operates beneath the surface. This is just what Cyberpunk 2077 is. Who cares? Working in the shadows, FIA sleeper agent Solomon Reed has been called back into action to help with a delicate and dangerous mission. The person at the heart of this operation, NUS intelligence analyst and expert netrunner, Songbird. All of that is dumb, unassailable bullshit. But what you need to know is you're going to get some Phantom Liberty inspired gear.
Gear could be a lot of different things.
Yeah. What's gear?
Sunglasses.
First of all, you get a coin.
Ooh.
The NUSA Challenge coin. It's a replica of a token given to the main character by President Rosalind Myers, I guess. It is your official ticket into the world of spies. It's not really going to make you a spy if you get it. It's just a die-cast coin they made.
Well, that sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds nice. And also, you won't know until you try.
It also comes in a very nice box. They make the point of saying that, like the set's presented in a magnetic closure box. So it has a nice
it
box.
closes with a magnet, so that way you can run with it.
With two, you have the two characters they add, Songbird and Solomon. Those names are too close to each other for that to have been a good idea.
So there's like real, like tangible things you're getting in this.
Yeah. You also get
You get a digital statue.
a lithograph.
Did you question mark yourself when you said lithograph?
It is a print, like a series of pictures.
It's a print.
Let's call it a print. It's a lithograph. Ooh.
It's pictures of like symbols from the world of Cyberpunk.
So it's fancy.
It's like an art print, but not really. Also has a comic book, The Ten of Swords. So magnetic closure box, Solomon Reed Songbird statue, News to Challenge coin, the lithograph, the comic book, and my favorite part, not the game.
What?
They must be assuming that you already have the game.
you don't
This
get a- you don't get the
collection does
game?
not, hey, shut up. This collection does not include Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty.
Here's the thing. I love collectibles, but I absolutely hate video games.
I like to I want people to think that I know about video games, but I don't actually want to play them.
I just want to fuck nerds when they come over to my apartment, but I don't want to actually play video games.
How much do you care about the bottom line that you can't even put a fucking string of ones and zeros in this box of random shit that will allow me to get a digital copy of the It's okay that you didn't include the main game. Let's start there. You didn't need to include Cyberpunk 2077. That would be unreasonable, I guess. You couldn't let me just get a copy of the DLC. I'm just buying random trash.
This is the time that JoJo actually lost his mind.
This is the equivalent of me going to like GameStop and not looking at the games and just buying merch for shit and then not getting the game.
I'm not going to say that this is sus, but the indication that their game is not included in this doesn't show up until you've scrolled down pretty fucking far.
I would have assumed that you'd get the game.
You would be wrong.
Guess how much this costs?
Oh, this has got to be a pretty penny.
Yeah.
This is more than the last one. I'm going to say, well, no, you know what? Fuck it. $175.
Jeff?
I'm going to say $250.
Kim, you're fucking kicking ass this time. $180.
Whoop.
You can also pay for it with Klarna with 4 interest-free payments of $45, unless you miss
Do
one.
people use Klarna? That seems...
I've used a similar thing.
Don't do that. Don't use Klarna. If you fuck up, they'll ruin your life.
Yeah, if you miss one payment, you will die. They will kill you.
Hey, and if you're gonna use it, don't use it on this.
Use it on taxidermy classes like I used
Use
it.
it. Use it. Oh my God. Use it on a computer to apply for jobs. Don't use it on this. Okay, that's not what Klarna's for. So it's $25 less.
So you're
than
saying
the Persona 3 one.
You're saying I cannot take this high quality statue that's on this,
Beautiful statue.
boil it down to its base ingredients, shape those ingredients into a disc-like shape, put it into my Xbox Series X, and then play the game.
Jeff, when you melt down a vinyl statue, it becomes vape juice.
I can't smoke it and experience the world of cyberpunk.
Well, I mean, not with that attitude.
Not with any attitude. It's $20 less than the Persona one. You don't get music. You don't get a CD.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can find more to do with a coin than you can with a CD.
CD too, if you want.
By the way, the lithograph is printed on metallic paper, or as I like to call it, metal.
Yeah.
Metallic? No. That's paper. That's printed on paper.
No, Kim is from metal trees, like in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay. Support that.
I went to the metal tree and I said, Metal Tree, I have to make a house for my family. And Metal Tree was like,
Have a lithographic. 189.99 cyberpunk.
that was Collect Your Neck.
Awesome.
Let's get back to these reviews. Jeff, how about another?
All right, and
Armored
let's
Core
hurry up
6?
because I'm really
Yeah,
sleepy.
it's like
you guys.
7:09. I've been going for quite a while today.
The fucking jokes are flowing today. It's really good. This is a really good episode.
I think it's not because you had to reiterate that. You had to tell us that it's a good episode.
Yeah, you're trying to support us, and I don't
Yeah, why are
trust
you
you.
selling this?
Oh, shit. You're right.
We caught you, you son
Stupid
of a bitch.
dumb idiot.
Gotta go.
All right. From Steam user Nova Prospector. From what it's worth, most of the negative reviews are based on the difficulty of the game. It's a phenomenal mech game. They spelled phenomenal wrong, but that's fine.
You spelled mech right.
They spelled mech correctly. They spelled phenomenal with an I.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I don't even think I would know what that word was if I tried to read
Hey,
it.
try to spell phenomenon right now.
I can't say phenomenon without doing
Phenomenon.
phenomenon.
Even though that's not at all what it was at. Even if you aren't familiar with the previous AC games, it's a phenomenal mech game. We're saying if you didn't know anything about AC, it's still phenomenal, is what they're saying. Some people just really get offended when they play a game and find out the hard way that they aren't as good as they think they are.
Whoa,
man.
Shots fucking fired, Zeke.
Hey, Nova Prospector, turn your chair back the right way. We're all friends here.
I just got called out and I don't even play this game. It knows what I'm thinking.
Jesus, please us.
It knows you're not a good gamer.
I love gamer drama amongst the gamer squads against the different gamer countries and cultures.
Gamer tribes.
Gamer tribes.
Xbox Nation.
Yeah, and PlayStation.
The sovereign kingdom of PS5.
I do like it when one dipshit makes fun of another dipshit by telling them that they just aren't good at something. I like that.
Video games are great for that. It's like, wait a minute. You couldn't beat the first level of Pac-Man? Your dad hates you. That's what that means. It's a 1-to-1.
You're not a good person.
How can you be a good person if you can't beat Pac-Man?
Then you're going to hell, and if you go to jail, you're going to stay there forever for Pac-Man, for being bad at it.
All of us who are good at Pac-Man, we get to fucking Cyber Mansion. That's a thing.
Yep.
I get that.
All right, give me another review,
right.
please. And then we're gonna wrap this bad boy up.
All right. From Steam user 13x Forever. This is kind of in line with what we just talked about. Do not buy the deluxe edition. Uh-oh.
What?
Art book and soundtrack are done as a separate Unity, quote, game, end quote. There is no PDF or MP3s. Parentheses. You can export MP3s at least, but it won't integrate with Steam, music, DLC, or the player. The game is fun, so you should pick up the regular edition. The combat is fast and fluid. The parts selection is wide enough. I don't know what that means.
There's enough you know what? I'll give it to you. There's enough parts.
Yeah, it's not long enough, but I will say it is wide enough. Yes, bosses are hard, but the ultimate challenge is the auto-scroll babysitting missions where you have to protect squishy sitting ducks from hordes of enemies. The story branching is rudimentary, but it gives extra incentives for subsequent New Game Plus and New Game Plus Plus. The end.
They don't literally mean ducks.
No, I haven't played it, so I don't know.
It could be. That would be interesting. That would be a twist.
I love it when I see like digital art or an artist who draws like a big fucking robot holding up like a cat or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I love that.
Something hard and soft.
The idea that I could be a giant robot protecting an actual duck, that rules. Actually, that's great.
Yeah. You can call it, I don't know, like Mama Mech, something like that.
So far, what we've learned about games and ourselves is that if you can pet the dog,
It's a good
5 stars, great game. So, of course, if you can protect the ducks, 5 stars, great game.
I don't want to protect
Yes,
humans.
you can protect the duck.
Like, I don't want those missions. I protect squishy humans. I don't care. But if you turn those humans into ducks,
They have a big beak.
Yeah.
And those webby feet that I love.
yeah,
Turn those humans into
turn
ducks.
those humans into ducks. I just like the fact that and here's the thing: their first sentence in this about the art book and soundtrack being a separate game. I hate that. Like, where instead of just giving you the content, you have to like basically load up a program that it exists in.
Like, I could hurt the company if you buy the collector's edition because it's in Unity.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's the whole fun Unity thing. All right, do you want to do one more and then get the fuck out of here? Or is
Yeah,
that
don't buy the deluxe edition, and actually you shouldn't because the game is cheaper.
Yeah. All right. Steam user Turbo Chicken says this game teaches very valuable life lessons for a whole new generation of gamers, such as listening to the voices in your head and that big robots are cool. Highly recommended to schizophrenics and mecha fans everywhere.
I love big robots.
Yeah. And I do hear voices in my head, and they do tell me to buy the deluxe edition. So I don't know what you're saying.
Hey,
Jojo.
Jeff, don't.
Don't listen to that voice.
Yeah, listen to the voice that's got ducks in it.
That's just a bunch of quacks.
Yeah, listen to that voice.
That's a good voice.
You know
That's a
what?
great voice.
That voice doesn't make you spend as much money.
People who genuinely have this issue of like, we're not trying to make light of your.
We're not making fun.
We just kind of go where the jokes took us, and they took us to ducks.
Yeah. We love you.
I mean, to some extent, everyone has voices in their head,
No,
right?
not
Like,
some people have no inner monologue.
really? See, those people are strange to me.
Those-
So
hey,
there's just
that's-
nothing going on in there?
Well, Bruce Lee said to clear your mind, and that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee said everything out loud.
Okay, all right. So those are the people that are listening to Bruce.
He's saying, tell Inside Kim to shut the fuck up.
Oh no, there's so much inside Kim, and she's. You think outside Kim is loud?
You need to use your inside brain voice.
Yeah, she does not, especially when outside Kim is trying to go to bed.
We appreciate you for listening to our podcast. Thank you for listening to Player 2. You guys have any real reviews for things or real recommendations? You don't have to. It feels like it's a whole
I
lot
don't.
of pressure.
Well,
I'm still.
I mean, we're all playing the same thing. We don't play a new game every single day, but
I'm sorry. Who am I?
you're JoJo.
I'm sorry, who am I?
JoJo new game every day, Lewis.
That's right, JoJo. Everyday Lewis.
I have still been playing Vampire Survivor. Danielle and I actually played co-op on the Switch.
How is that?
It's fun, but it probably would be better online because on the same screen. This one, it's kind of easy to lose track of your character. Like I would be tracking hers instead of mine, and vice versa. And it's not like
That happens when I play Mario Kart.
it happens when you just drive normally in a car. You just like.
I'm just like, oh shit, I'm watching the wrong car.
Aside from that, I did start Final Fantasy 16, and I'm barely past where the demo got me initially, so I'm not really into new stuff yet.
Nice.
Oh, also one more thing. Me and Danielle on Labor Day weekend did watch the entirety of the Apple TV series Hijack in one sitting.
That's so weird.
Good show.
It wasn't great, but if you want to experience what's the equivalent of like early aughts, like it has a very Lost kind of feel, and it scratches a weird itch. So I would recommend it. It's also fun to make fun of.
Hell yeah. I have been dipping my toe into that old Starfeld.
You have to dip your toe for 10 hours to get to something, though.
Boy, it is.
Would you recommend it?
No.
Okay.
I won't actually. I know I started off saying I was going to. Here's what I'll say about it. And I know this in my bones. If I skip even one day playing it, I will never play it again.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Very sorry, everybody. If you were really hoping that I would turn the tide and start liking it, didn't happen.
The more I read about it, the less interested I am in playing it.
You know what it's like? It's like eating a big bag of chips. If you want to have a game to graze with, this is a fucking good one for that. I would also say playing Sea of Stars.
Oh yeah, you really like that.
That's on PS Plus as well.
Yep, go play it. Good game. Wonderful JRPG. And Kim, Spider Solitaire, and
still every day.
And herself.
well, thank you for listening to our show. Please give us a good review on your podcast of choice. And Jeff, how about one final review for us?
Final review.
One
Okay.
more
Well,
quick statement.
there's not a whole lot of short ones. There's a few, and they don't make sense to me.
Hey Jeff, that's not true. There's a lot of short ones that put in short ones specifically for that.
Yeah, I know, but they don't make sense to me. All right, so this is from Steam user Tanky, Tankey. What Gundam games wish they were? It's not that funny, but Gundam's another thing that has robots in it. So
This is the game that your game wishes it was.
yeah, you wanted a robot
Hotspots.
game to be a robot game. This is the robot game for your robot game needs.
I'm on a horse. It's kind of doing an Old Spice.
That
thing.
I was gonna say that's at this point a deep dig. That's like an aughts dig at this point.
It probably came out right when the last Armored Core game did.
Ooh.
Ooh.
My name's JoJo.
My name is Jeff.
And my name is Kim, and robots who protect ducks are my real mom and dad.